right now, want to welcome to the program Minnesota State Senator Gretchen Hoffman. And, Senator, thank you so much for coming on the program tonight.
Well, thanks so much for having me, Cam.
It's my pleasure. You are the author of Senate File 1357 in Minnesota. This is a big bill. It's got, four major components to it, right?
Four major components. Yes, it does. And I'm excited to be the author. Guns are big in my district, and they're also big in Minnesota. This is a really pro-gun state.
Yes, it is. All right, so let's talk about the bill. What are the four provisions that Senate File 1357 has?
Well, the first provision provides better reporting to both the NICS system and then the state system, the BCA, and for gun, for whatever issues would cause you not to have a gun or mental illness. And we're tightening up that statute in our law to make sure that our department complies with it, because we clearly don't want people that shouldn't have a gun to have a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next part of it is it's the stand your ground clause. We don't have to retreat anymore in Minnesota, and that's probably for me the most important part of the bill. I live in the country, and I don't think I should have to run across the field if I don't have to. And I don't have the bill right in front of me. There's a group of us out that are kind of celebrating right now.
Oh, yeah?
Well, because of the bill, we are, and I'm going to get a little off your question here, but we're in budget crunch time here in Minnesota. We have a little bit of a deficit we're dealing with. And so we were getting some pushback from our leadership not to hear this bill this year. And let's just say that through my efforts and the efforts of our wonderful gun owners in the state and the NRA, of course, this bill is getting a hearing on Friday. So we want to thank our leadership for listening to our appeal. The next part of the bill, we want to extend from 1 year to 5 years the ability to buy a gun. Right now our permit says 1 year, and we want to have that extended to 5 years to buy a handgun. And the fourth provision is the universal conceal and carry permit that we just recognize other states conceal and carry permits. Right now, Minnesota has one of the most restrictive conceal and carry permit statutes, and we're looking to change that.
Fantastic! Wow. Okay, that does sound like there's a lot in this in this legislation, and that's fantastic news that the bill is going to get a hearing on Friday of this week. What should gun owners be doing right now, Senator? Should they be contacting their state senators?
They should absolutely be contacting their state senators. The bill has passed out of committee in our state house. I think it's on the floor. I don't remember if it's passed off the floor. And Representative Cornish was in my office this morning, and I forgot to. We're so entrenched in what we're doing over there. But yes, absolutely. For all our gun owners here in Minnesota, if you want to see this gun bill passed and get onto that Senate floor and get in before deadlines, call your state senators. Call them and tell them that we need to bring this bill to the floor for a vote. I've got the vote. It's going to pass. And then when that passes off the floor, then we want you to start calling our wonderful Governor Dayton and insisting that he sign the bill.
Okay. Now, you say you're confident that you have the votes to get the bill to the governor's desk?
Yes. This is, like I said, I don't know if a lot of people in your listening audience know, but for 38 years, Minnesota did not have a Republican majority in the Senate. And for the first time in 38 years, we took over the majority in the Senate. So it's pretty historic. And so our people that voted us into office and all the pro-gun people across the state are pretty excited for this majority to do at least this one thing for them. And I'm ecstatic. I think you could tell that. I'm ecstatic.
I can hear the smile in your voice, actually.
Well, when I was out door knocking, if anybody's never been in a campaign before, it's interesting. But I can't even count how many doors. I need to ask you one question. Where do you stand on the Second Amendment? And I would peel my jacket back or lift my shirt up, and they'd see my gun on my hip, and I would get, you got my vote. I mean, it was a wordless.
Nice.
Yep.
So you would actually carry while campaigning?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's
absolutely.
fantastic. Fantastic, Senator.
Yep. Yep,
All right.
absolutely.
Well, listen. So the bill will get a hearing on Friday. After that, well, will a vote be taken? I mean, when could this go to the floor of the Senate?
Um, that's anybody's guess. That's why we need everybody within that's listening to your radio show in the state of Minnesota to get on the phone, get on their emails, and write their senators, write our leadership, and say we want this bill brought to the floor of the Senate. We've been told this week that we are now going 6 days a week to the end of the session, and our session ends May 23rd. And it's imperative that this bill get off the Senate floor as soon as possible, so we can get it to the governor's desk, and so we can get him to sign this bill. We've got support on both sides of the aisle. Like I said, this is a pro. I'm sorry for the call waiting. This is a pro-gun state, so.
All right. Well, Senator, I can't thank you enough for your time tonight, and hope that we can have you back after Governor Dayton has signed this legislation. Thank you again, and go celebrate. Go enjoy the rest of your evening.
I will. Thank you so much, Cam. Look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you, Senator. State Senator Gretchen Hoffman joining us from Minnesota. I love hearing elected representatives brag about how they were carrying as they were knocking on doors. That's so cool.